Hello, everybody. Wow. I am so excited to be here. I am so excited to see what the Lord has for us today. We are on a journey to discover our God-given calling. And wow, I am so glad for you guys to come on this journey. I just want to start with an announcement because I'm waiting for people to jump on. I'd love to have conversations with you guys and hear your thoughts. I'm super excited to announce that Original Intent is open for enrollment. We're actually, our calls are being booked right now. So I would encourage you to jump on. This week is filling up really fast. So, but we are excited for you guys to come on this journey to impacting the world. You are a world changer, and when you find your calling, you will impact the world in even greater ways. So I am actually literally putting our call link down here right now. I encourage you to book a call really quick because our schedule is actually getting filled. So just so you know that, I want you guys to get a jump on it before the end of the call. But that being said, today we are talking about what it looks like to succeed as a Christian. Now, I want all of you guys to comment one in the comments if you've ever had that question, what does it look like to succeed as a Christian? What does it look like to succeed as a Christian? Now, there's a lot of things said about, hi Ashley, how's it going? Welcome to the call. Feel free to comment. I would love to answer your questions as we go here. Today we are talking about what it looks like to succeed as a Christian. And I'm asking the question, what does it look like to succeed? And have you ever had that question yourself? I want you to comment in the comments a 1 if you've ever had that question in your life. And if it's ever been kind of confusing, because I think there's a lot of even fear around success. And I've heard a lot of people say that in my life and journey on helping people find their calling. It's always been a passion on my heart to walk people through what their greatest calling is in life. And we're literally jumping on calls all the time right now just to talk with people and help them even just get it clear how to move forward. So it's really amazing. Today we're going to cover the common misconceptions that Christians have when it comes to success, whether financial or inner success or business success or success in general in life. So, and then I'm looking at my notes here real quick. So if you see me looking at my phone, that's what I'm doing. Not checking a text, not that I wouldn't do that or anything. And then what, and in all of that, what the Bible says about that. We're also going to look at different people in the Bible that we all know and what their story with success has been, what it looks like for them to succeed. And then we're going to wrap it up with like, how do you start on that journey to succeed? So yeah, that's the journey that we're gonna go on today. So I want to start with just saying that the world right now is in a really unique place. Wouldn't you say that the world is really in a unique place? There's a lot of things going on that kind of seem like, oh man, like what is going on? I don't know if you've had that question, And I really believe, I felt the Lord really say to me, like, what if Christians stood up? What if Christians knew what their God-given calling was? And what if you saw Christians stepping into the world and impacting the world? And that's ultimately what we want to get at, is seeing Christians impact the world. See, you are not on the world, like, you're not in the world to work and pay for bills. You're not in the world to struggle and to just make it. You're not like, God didn't place you on the earth just to scrape by. He didn't place you on the earth to be confused about who you are and what you're supposed to do. He placed you on the earth to reflect His character and His goodness to others around you. He really longs to have relationship with every single individual. And I believe that you personally, as I'm talking, I believe that you personally have a gifting, a calling on your life, whatever it may be. You have a calling on your life that if you only knew how to accomplish it, then you would impact the world on a greater level, and we would see actually governments change. We would see world hunger change. And let's just even start with our neighbor. We would our neighbor would start seeing the love of Jesus and want what you have, because literally God is in you. He is emanating out of you, and your contagiousness with God is actually infecting the world. And I see you impacting the world in great ways, even. I think it doesn't look like you doing more. It looks like you doing what you were created to do. And it's actually pretty simple in the long run. And we've actually we'll work through some steps that will actually get you there. So I want to start with I want to start here because I think that it would be really interesting. I've always been interested in this because a lot of people will say, let's talk about money, okay? Let's talk about money, because when people think of success, they think of money. So I want to start where people automatically go, and some of the blockers that people experience when they think of success. And money is one of the biggest blockers. Do you know why? Because I don't care if you say, I don't care about money. I don't want money. I don't care if you say that. But I just ask that you would place a 2 actually in the comments if you've ever laid awake at night dreading the next day because you didn't know if you could make it financially, right? Everyone's done that, and that really actually causes us to lean on the Lord. And I mean, most people experience that all the time. I don't care how much you have in the bank, but financial stress is a real thing. So I think it's actually a really important thing to address. The first verse that comes to mind when I think of finances, when it comes to like what you hear often in the church is, you hear money is the root of all evil, right? Have you guys ever heard that? I have. And there's fear around getting money a lot of times because there's this common theme of, wow, if I get money, then I probably can't trust myself, and it's the root of all evil. So I'm just gonna live a humble life. I'm gonna work my job and be grateful. And but who also knows that? What if you could steward money really well, and you could give more? What if you could finance a few missionaries their whole salary so they didn't even have to think about money anymore, isn't that a dream? Wouldn't that be amazing? You could do that. What if you could what if you didn't have to worry about money and you could actually live full-time as a missionary and reach a lot more people, because you can go now anytime you want. You can go and travel. I mean, I think there's amazing things that you could do with money. And these misconceptions are actually blocking you. Not that you have to have money to be successful. That's not what I'm saying at all. The Bible actually doesn't say money is the root of all evil. It says the love of money. And the love of money is the root of all evil. Because the love of anything above the greatest commandment, which is you shall love the Lord your God with all of your heart, soul, and mind. That's the first commandment. So loving anything and giving up everything for something that is not God will never lead you to success in your life. And that's what that verse is saying, is the love of money is the root of all evil. Money itself is a tool that could be used for the kingdom. So another verse that comes up in my mind when I think of money is, I think it's the young rich ruler. I'm trying to remember it. It basically says like, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to get to heaven. And that verse can bring a lot of fear to you. But here's the problem with that verse. There's no problem with that verse, but there becomes a real big problem when you create a theology around a verse that is taken out of context. Do you know what the very next verse is? But anything is possible with God. So this brings you back to the same thing, back to the first commandment, or the greatest commandment, I mean, and that is love the Lord your God with all of your heart, soul, and mind. And so really everything should be pushing us towards loving God more and a close relationship with God. This is a key that's gonna push you into a major success, because now let's bring it back to kind of a more practical more practical place. So I just lost my train of thought, but we were talking about the rich young ruler, and how it says, the greatest commandment, love the Lord your God with all of your heart, soul, and mind. And I would say, okay, this is what through the years I've really learned that. So let's say you're building a business, or you're building a ministry, or you're working a job, and you're really like, I know there's something more. I know that this isn't it, and I want to succeed in life. I know that I have more skills. Like maybe you know that you have a talent to for evangelism. Like you love chatting with people, and you love loving on people and seeing them come to the Lord. Or like you see yourself as kind of like a pastor. Like you really love to care for people. The pastor actually shepherds people. They take people under their wing and really like speak into their life. Or you love teaching or writing, or you actually love business, like you want to start a business, and you're like, what is the next step? So how this relates back to those two verses that I just spoke about is that this is the beauty, like everything leads back to the greatest commandment, is that is that when you have these questions, then we ask God, like, what was the last thing that he told me to do? When am I being faithful to what he's called me to do? See, like, sometimes we get these nudges like, oh, I need to actually, it could be really practical. It's like, I need to write that book. Or I need to talk to this person. I need to give this person a call. Or there was that opportunity. I need to fill out that application. And this is where it gets really practical, because when you have a loving relationship and a close connection with God, then he actually leads you through life. You'll see doors open like crazy, and this will lead you to the success that he has called you to. So success doesn't come. Success doesn't come. It doesn't look the same for everybody. Like, you may not want something that someone else has, or someone else might not want something that you have, right? What is the thing that you want in life? Write it down in the comments, because I'm really curious what people want in life. What are the things that you are that God's really put on your heart, that you are passionate about? I just ask that you would comment so that people can see, so people can get inspired, people can, and maybe we can even have a conversation about what it looks like to accomplish that. And maybe we can help you remember, like, what the last thing that God has told you is. See, because in a loving relationship with God, you'll hear his voice, and you'll know what is next. And that's when you're not being faithful to getting money, but you're being faithful to God. See, that's when your focus is right. Does that make sense to you guys? When your focus is right, maybe just comment 3 if that makes sense to you. Like, does that make sense? Okay, so I'm gonna move on from this one, because this is the first key. This is a pillar for your life. I love you too, Monica. My wifey just commented. She's so sweet. I'm so blessed to have her as my wife. So, so next, we're gonna go to the greatest commandment is love the Lord your God with all of your heart, soul, and mind, and then love your neighbor as yourself. So a lot of times we just see love your neighbor and we stop. But it says that there's actually more in that. It says love your neighbor as yourself. So I just want to ask you guys a question, and I would ask you to kind of think about this. Do you love yourself? How do you treat yourself? Because the Bible says actually that we're supposed to love our neighbor with the same measure that we are loving ourselves. How would we be able to love others in a way that we don't even know to do for ourselves, right? See, God made you, and he said you were good. Like, he made you in his image. So it means that you are awesome, that he actually didn't make a mistake, that that when he made you, he made something really good. He even says that in the Bible. When he made man, he said, this is really good. It's the only thing that he said was really good. So I want to just bring it back to you, like, how does this lead me into success? Well, when you really get to know yourself, when you really start loving who God has made you to be, it actually brings you to I was thinking about this, and it brings me to Proverbs, where it talks about pride leads to the fall, but humility lifts you up. So humility is the key to success, right? But so often humility is translated as like self-deprecation, but a truly humble person actually knows who they are. They have like a really honest depiction of who they are and what they're meant for. Real quick, I need to go get my son, and I'll be right back, okay? Just woke up from a nap. So I was saying that pride leads to the fall, but humility lifts a man up. So this is Zion Ryder, by the way, our little world changer. Can you say hi, Zion? And we're gonna watch some Mickey. Here, you wanna watch some Mickey? So humility is a key for major success, because when you know yourself and love who God has made you, and I'm not talking about like I'm just amazing and I'm awesome and that actually you can tell like when someone's like prideful and like self-absorbed. I'm not talking about that kind of love, but I'm talking about like I know my strengths. Like your wife could probably tell you your strengths. I mean, she probably tells you, your lack of strengths as well. Maybe you hear that a little bit more sometimes. But like your wife could tell you your strengths, and I know for certain. Let me just share kind of about me. Like I know